Welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me on deck tonight is my ever-vigilant co-host, Grejio, as we go through the top news and gaming stories from the week. So sit back, relax, and get ready for episode 324.
Whoa, this is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with irreverent live listeners, raging hosts, and eventually conversation about the best and the worst of the video games industry. So, all that you're required to do now is to pick up your poison of choice. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst, and above all, enjoy the show.
Thanks everyone for joining in. Before we get started, Grejio, how you travelling, mates?
Yeah, good, man.
Happy Monday.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's always good.
Week.
Monday. I live for the Mondays. The Mondays are great.
It's been a very busy Monday actually so far for myself. But it's always a good thing to come home and have a cold one and get into the show because it's going to be warm. So I haven't got my coffee here tonight. I've got a nice little drink that's I have a non-alcoholic cider that I put rum in.
Well, I'm drinking some JD at the moment. So.
Look at that. Lovely stuff. All right, quick shout out to the people joining in live. G'day, Martikins, Radicus, and the Wraith. Thank you, boys. Let's jump into the show. We've got a bit in store for everyone this week. This week we're talking about The Last of Us TV, Cyberpunk leaks, and Amazon scam. Call of Duty, the name is Bond, and a few games thrown in as well. So let's jump into it, shall we, mate?
Yes.
All right, this week in gaming, we're going all the way back to 1992. I was coming up to finishing primary school, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released on the Sega Genesis. Now, the Genesis was the Mega Drive in Australia, wasn't it?
No, didn't we have the Genesis? Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
No, the Genesis was...
Look, we've got two yeses.
Yes,
one from the elder statesman of the group, so yes.
Alright, editing Lucas jumping in nice and early on this week's show to say, how are you guys not sure about the Genesis and the Mega Drive? The Mega Drive is what was released in Australia, not the Genesis, and no, we never got the Genesis. If you have the Genesis here in Australia, you imported it. Thank you, back to the show.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I was pretty sure it was a Mega Drive. I just didn't look it up. So, of course, published by Sega America and developed by Sega Technical Institute Sonic Team.
That sounds like the world's... it could either be the world's lamest or the world's coolest TAFE.
Yes, that is... I didn't even think of it like that. But the fact that it was the Sonic Team, that's just... They were the guys who were looking after it. There's a whole lot of trivia around, obviously, a game this old and a game this iconic as Sonic the Hedgehog number 2. There's a Star Wars reference in it.
Really?
Yes. The Death Egg, which is obviously one of the bosses you fight.
Yep.
Is the Death Star.
Yep.
One thing that was very uncommon at the time was that it actually had a worldwide release on November 24, 1992.
There you go.
Yeah, dubbed Sonic Tuesday.
Wow.
Because it was a Tuesday.
If only he'd been Tonic, then it would have been Tonic Tuesday, and everyone would have been in on that. Unfortunately, Sonic Tuesday very quickly, like 16 years later, got replaced by Taco Tuesday, so haha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I alone here and wondering what the hell Greg is talking about there? I don't think we're ever going to know because I don't think I care enough to remember to ask him on the next show I'm on. Back to the show.
Now, a bit of trivia for everyone.
Yes.
Do you know what Tails' real name is?
I do, but I'm going to have to really dig into the recesses of my mind. I do know this one.
You do?
I do. And when you tell me, I will go, fucking, that's it. But I can't remember off the top of my head.
His real name is Miles Prower. There you go, Marty. Can I just put it in?
Just had enough time to Google it.
Yeah. Which is, of course, a reference to speed, just like Sonic is miles per hour. So that's pretty cool, eh?
Except I feel like, yeah, I don't know. See, he was one that flew. So why wouldn't they have like a knots reference? Just saying.
Because it was 1992.
Yeah.
The internet was only in its infancy. Wasn't it? It wasn't an easy way to Google name suggestions.
I kind of feel like Mars Prower was like that was something they were going for, and then they just at the last minute really like just sort of just went, no, we can't do that. Right at the last minute, just go, no, we're bailing out on this joke. We're bailing out. Just calling Tails. He flies with his tail, calling Tails, because we're gonna get a mad mocking if we call him Mars Prower.
Just bail right at the last minute.
Just bail. They all thought it was the funniest joke when they first told it, and it was funny right up to like a week before release, and they just go, no, this is going to end badly. Just bail.
Let's get out of it.
What else are we going to call him?
Tails McTails. I like that one. All right, let's jump into some games we've been playing. Greg, you can start us off. You've been playing a few this week, right? Trying out a few of them now.
Quantity over quality.
Quantity over quality. All right. I'm guessing these are on.
I think that'll be the theme for today. I think all bar one.
All bar one. Okay.
Right. So
we're going to start kick it off with Black Desert, because I've heard lots of stuff about Black Desert, but I don't really know anything about it. I've just seen it pop up every now and again as a lot of people sort of talking about it and praising it. And whatnot.
So it's a big online multiplayer game. Kind of a bit like World of Warcraft, I guess. I failed to get into this game. I played it for a couple of hours, and it was okay. It was just a tad boring. Like, it was very slow to get moving, and the quests were very short and just not very interesting for me personally. Mm-hmm. I think it's probably a really good game if this is the style of game you like to play, like that really in-depth RPG. It's very, like I said, World of Warcraft kind of thing. You can pick from a bunch of different classes. I think there's like a good 10, 15 different classes you can choose from. It's quite a large amount. And essentially you just pick one and you start off, and the whole idea is you've got this black spirit that follows you around, and he's trying to get you. He's essentially the thing that's pushing you through your quests, trying to work out the great meaning of the MacGuffin that you're looking for. Once again, I really, like I said, the story didn't engage me enough for me to work out what the MacGuffin is and why I should be interested in it. However, like I said, that's more me than the game itself, I think. Like I said, This is not something I would normally play, and I thought I'd give it a go just to try something different, and lo and behold, it didn't work for me. But it's free on Game Pass. If you got a Game Pass, give it a go. Like I said, it's quite fleshed out. It's got quite a large following. There's a lot of people on there, so it's not like you're going to walk into an empty server. Like, there's multiple servers and they're all full, and specific servers have specific rules. There's even like specific servers for specific types of gameplay. So there's like PvP servers, there's like raiding servers, there's, you name it, it's all there. So yeah, it was interesting. The character creation was fun. So yeah, look, like I said, if you're a serious hardcore RPG fan, this could be for you. Like I said, it's definitely like a World of Warcraft for like Xbox. Let's call it that. So, and probably for PC, for PS. I don't know if it's on there or not. But
yeah, no, I haven't turned it on.
Yeah, sure.
I'm waiting for the numero 5 to get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keeping with the Game Pass theme, do you want to come play Destiny 2 with me again?
It has crossed my mind. It has crossed my mind to download it, and just so I can play through the story. I think that's
Yeah.
that's mainly my driver. I don't necessarily want to get back into the routine, but
Oh, the
I have
grind.
this funny feeling that there's a few people in
It's
there
a
that
trap.
will hook me, and they'll try. Yeah, it's a trap. It's totally a trap.
I don't know if it would hook you.
I'm not sure if it'll hook. I'm not saying that the game will hook me. I think the people that play in that'll go, Grejio, you're back. They're the ones that would hook me.
They're the ones that'll grab you.
Yeah.
Well, a few of them did that to me with Division, so I can understand that. So I booted it up mid last week or so, and it is massively changed. So the last DLC I didn't get, the first one I did, so I couldn't play a lot of what was on there, what was going on previously. So going through Cade's death and doing that again and building up that side of it, there's lots of parts along that storyline that has grindy sections where you've got to go and do certain things for Spider.
Yep.
Do that again. And
Typical Destiny stuff.
Typical Destiny stuff. And as soon as I started getting into that, and it just sort of, brought the story part to a grinding halt, it was like, oh, do I want to do this? No, I don't. And I was, I turned off, and like I was playing it on the Xbox, I was streaming it to the PC, so I'm still sitting here and still playing. And like through the network, streaming the Xbox to PC, it looks brilliant. It doesn't stutter. It's a really good way of playing it, actually, because then I can just from that I can just stream straight from my PC. I don't need to worry about going through the capture card, and like my capture card's only 1080-30, and it's just painful to play with as well. It's not very intuitive. It's a bit old now, but it's good for that side of it. But just that instant sort of, I was playing it on my own. I need come and have a run. We'll run through the story.
Sure.
I think we can do that. Once you load in, your characters are already boosted to, I think, light level 1050 or something. Yeah, and it's free. It's on Game Pass. Why not?
I was going to say it's all on Game Pass now.
Yeah, everything's on there, so we can go and do it, and don't have to put the hands back in the pockets again. Yes,
I've done enough for that game, so
yeah, we both have. You've done a lot more.
Yes.
Ooh.
Anyway.
I was stupid enough to buy a season pass on it.
I'd learnt my lesson by then.
Funnily enough, right? So I bought the season pass on PC. Had silver left over. When I booted it up on the Xbox, my silver from the PC doesn't carry over to Xbox.
Oh, wow. Good going.
Yeah, thanks. Lovely. So, but the whole story isn't on Game Pass for PC. It's on Game Pass for Xbox. Annoying. Pillars of Eternity, mate.
Yeah, so I jumped from one RPG to another, funnily enough. This one has a little bit of a different vibe. It's sort of the isometric view. So it's a bit more of a, it reminded me a bit of Banner Saga in its feel. The only difference is that it's not turn-based combat. It's real-time strategy kind of combat. So pretty much the same feel, the same sort of move sets, but it's all just, there's no pausing between moves. What will happen is, as you come up to an enemy, the game will pause. It'll give you a chance to work out who's attacking who, and then you're able to unpause the game and the attacking starts. And every now and then, if something dramatic is about to happen where it thinks you need to make a critical decision, it'll pause the combat again and allow you that time, because a lot of the times there's a lot of moving parts and you're like, kind of, what's going on? It can be a bit hard to tell what's going on between things, especially when there's hammers and lightning and fire going everywhere. So it'll pause and it will sort of go, hey, this person just died. You're going to have to manage that somehow, or or hey, this ability is now ready. What do you want to do with it? Kind of thing.
This person just died. Lol.
You suck. You've got this on easy, dickhead.
Yeah.
How are you losing? The storyline is, for me, it was a little bit more interesting than Black Desert. Only a little bit because I haven't gone back to it. Once again, it's an RPG, so it's gonna be a bit slow at the beginning to get going. But the graphics are really cool. They're quite good for what we're looking at. The gameplay, like I said, the gameplay is quite good. Like it doesn't feel slow. The puzzles so far have been pretty straightforward. But yeah, look, it's once again, if you're an RPG, I'm gonna say a bit more of a dungeon crawler kind of thing. Definitely give this a go and see if you like it.
No, well, that sounds different. I won't say it sounds cool because I don't think it'd be up my alley. But,
Probably not. It's like I said, a weird mix of like Banner Saga because it's got a bit of a storytelling theme to it, like Banner Saga does. And the very beginning, you're in a caravan, so it's got that vibe to it. But then it also has a bit of like a Diablo kind of feel, I guess.
Okay. The big one that I've been playing this week, I bit the bullet and I bought Call of Duty Cold War.
Ah.
Yeah. Where do we start with this one? Okay, first of all, I have not played any of the story yet.
Okay then.
Which it's.
May I just say, you are the reason why single-player campaigns aren't in games. Just saying.
Fair enough. I haven't been playing it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, I've only been playing the multiplayer. I'm usually one, especially with Call of Duty in the past, I was someone that just jumped straight into the story and played very little multiplayer.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just that, well, I think probably because I've got more people that I can play with again. You know, like for quite a while there, you know, people just weren't, like people in our sort of group of friends weren't playing it. And so I didn't have people to jump on Call. I used to play Call of Duty religiously back when it first started rolling through that first-person online shooter stuff. So yeah, I'm playing on PC. Poor old Radicus, who's in the in the chat. It don't fucking work. So Radicus got it on PS4, and I've been having a look online because he told us last night, I think it was, that he'd had to completely uninstall it, reinstall it, and then do a 20 or 40 gig update or something like that. So something stupid, Call of Duty level updates, you know?
So you download the game and then re-download the game.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's had to do that, and then I don't know if it was working today. He's had to rebuild the PS4 database today, and I'm assuming he would have had to download some more updates to get that sort of side of it rolling. So after he told us last night, I had a little bit of a look last night, and I've had a bit of a look today on what sort of, you know, is there a known problem? Is there an issue? You know, is there something coming that's going to fix this problem?
Is it Radicus?
Yeah, well, was it a bit of everything?
Yep.
I found hundreds and hundreds of people that are having these issues.
Right. With the Radicus.
And with no.
Sorry, mate. I just got to have a crack. He has a crack at me all the time. So.
Oh, yeah, you just both give as good as you get. That's good. Fuck hell. Just with the game locking up and crashing, but it's on the PS4, the PS5, and then the Xbox plethora of whatever they're playing on.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not console specific. It's completely across the board. It's all consoles. There's been a few people with PC where they drop out or they get thrown back to dashboard. I got disconnected once last night, but that was literally, I just got booted out of the party that Luke and I were playing in. So on PC it can be a myriad of different things, but on consoles it seems to be a really big problem. Now, all these people that have been going on, that everyone's telling you to do the same thing that Radicus has done. You know, they've also said to go into your files and delete any save file or anything that you've got on your system in regards to Call of Duty. If you've got old Call of Duty save files, to delete them off your system, just leave them in the cloud.
Right.
So there's all these things that are going through. People are saying doing it, and I found the official Activision one today. That it come through. It even went as far to go that you've got to make sure that your console is in a well-ventilated area, and if you've done everything above, then it sounds like your console is faulty. So all these people all around the world playing on all different consoles, new and old, have said they're having this issue where the game's crashing and, you know, booting them out, kicking them back to dashboard, whatever. And Activision's thing was, well, have you tried turning it on and off again? Oh, you have? Nah, console's broken.
He's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, how about I just don't play your game and I go play all the other games that seem to work fine on my console?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Surely there would have to be a patch or something coming in the background, because there can't be, you know, such, you know, just what I found today in my lunch break, the amount of people that were having issues with it. Surely there's got to be something there that's, you know, says that there's a problem. They've got to be looking into it. Sure.
Yeah, look.
You know, and this bullshit that they've got on the Activision, like, it's the official help desk website sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's just usual jargon of some, you know, monkey behind a keyboard. Just, this is what you do. But really the technical team's doing other things. But look, aside from the issue that the console's having, I'm running it on PC, and it is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. It has got that sort of 80s feel to it. It kind of it reminds me of a lot of those sort of mid-80s like action war movies.
Yep.
That sort of feel, and you can tell, you can tell the era that it's in. You can tell the locations that it's in.
Yep.
You know, with it being, you know, Cold War and in Soviet, or in you know, jungle areas, or, you know, different parts of the world where you're doing, you know, operations. And it all looks very cool. It's extremely satisfying when you take down someone, because when you're shooting them, instead of it just getting a noise, you actually get like a health bar come up now.
Yeah.
So you can see, you know, what you're taking off them. There's already a lot of sweaties, especially in...
they're like ducks, mate. They just migrate.
Yeah, they do. They do. And they've just they've just migrated over. Luke and I ended up finishing the night with a couple of rounds of domination, which ended in him Alt F4ing out of the game, because these guys were...
Because his team didn't know how to play domination?
Mate, I don't think our team could have done any better.
Yeah.
Like this other team, every checkpoint, like there was someone there, and like they would jump around, and you'd watch the kill feed, and their crosshairs wouldn't move off you. And sort of looking at it going, oh, it looks a bit shady, but I don't know. But
yep.
there was people around, like you'd come around a corner and they'd be pre-firing at you. These guys were just either absolute freaks, like they were all mid-50s, like I think there's only 55 levels, so they're sort of that early levels of like early 50s level. So they're just about to hit the limit to start the season off.
Yep.
But yeah,
well, that tells you everything then, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolute just freaks, sweaties. The TDM and the, you know, kill all four or whatever, they're fine. It's when there's actually like, you know, like you've got to play an objective, that's where people get really intense. Like the games just get absolutely insane. So if you want to go and have fun, just stick with Team Deathmatch. And I'm assuming cheating PC. Yep. There's already been lots of calls of that. There's apparently a lot of people already cheating on it, which fuck them. Just there's nothing you can do. If you think they're cheating, you know, you can get some satisfaction of reporting someone, and you actually get told if who you reported results in a ban. So I like that. You actually get told now. Mate, on to your next one, Street Outlaws.
The List. So this is a game based on a TV show on Discovery Channel, for those that don't know. And it pretty much follows the premise of a bunch of guys who race each other. They're street races, they drag race. And there's this list of the best drivers, and there's the top 10.
Yeah.
And obviously the number one is the king, right? And these guys all vie for... yeah, look. Martikins has street in quotation marks. They are very loosely street vehicles. They're just about borderline full-blown drag cars with like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 horsepower engines in them.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I can just see that going down Main Street. Yeah.
So it's obviously the show is set in America, where their road rules and their registration rules are very, very lax and loose. And street car, if you can put a license plate on it somewhere, it's technically a street car. So anyway,
I saw one bloke driving around Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s racing truck.
Yes.
So it was a NASCAR.
Yes, Cletus McFarlane, I think you'll find it was.
Yeah, it was Cletus.
Yep.
And he's driving it, and shit, you know what? They just slapped number plates on it and drove it down the street.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of other things he had to do. He had to put side mirrors on it. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
But it was indicators and headlights.
Indicators have put headlights, yeah.
Yes. That was the only other things he had to put on it. But yeah,
800 ponies, bloody nothing, in a go-kart, yeah.
Yes, and I think there was a policeman pulled him over, wanted to question the tyres.
Yeah, because he left the slicks on it.
He still had the slicks on it, right? Anyway, so these guys, look, the TV show is a bit, I want to say staged. It is very staged. I know these guys have been racing for a very long time, well before the TV show existed. They are genuine articles of street races, but they've worked out how to make a lot of money out of it. And like I said, it's very staged now. There's not much illegal going on anymore. Anyway, the whole idea is you have come along and you want to be the next person to take on the street outlaws. So essentially, you get a car and you work your way up. So there's like drag racing, and it's all tried. They've tried to sort of encase it in this show format. So every event you do is an episode, and then after X amount of episodes, you end the season, and it's like every 5 episodes you have like a race night. So there's a big thing in the TV show where they have race night, and that's where you do your call outs, and this is how you climb up the list, right? Same thing happens here. So you've got a bunch of episodes where you do like other small drag races or little challenges to earn money and parts and all that jazz, and then you work towards the race night, right? And then, like I said, after a certain amount, you end the season, and there's usually a bigger challenge at the end of the season to knock over, and then you step up a level and get better cars, and at the end of each season. Look, it is by no means a perfect game, right?
Yep.
Look, I consider there's 2 types of car games. There's AAA car games, and then there's everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Right?
That's about
AAA
right.
car games, they feel good, they drive good, they're everything you expect a car, whether it's an arcade or a sim, it does what it does, and it feels like it should do that, right? You still feel like you're driving. Other games, there's usually some sort of it doesn't work the way you think it's going to work. The physics aren't quite right there. The mechanics aren't quite right. And look, there's a few things about this game that I sit and laugh about. So you've got characters from the TV show that talk. They've used literally none of these actual people to voice act their own people. So they're all they've got the face of, like, say, a farm truck, but it's some other person talking. Like, it's not farm truck.
Just a random.
It's just a random dude. That doesn't even sound like farm truck. So that I'm just like, well, that's a misstep for anyone that's a fan of the show. That's a misstep. And those are the things I think you should try and nail if you're going to do these kinds of games.
Yeah, well, especially when you're relating it back to something, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think another misstep is they don't have licenses for the vehicles, and I think in a game like this where it's so the cars are part of they're the characters. Like you've got the Murder Nova and and all those cars, the Crow, Big Chief's the Crow. These cars are all iconic as the drivers themselves, and I think it's a bit of a misstep not to have licensed vehicles. They make some hodgepodge looking cars that look like it, and for the most part they look cool. But I think it's just a misstep there. But that's just more money that they would have had to sunk into it. But for all its faults, I still think it's a fun game. Mainly because I'm a fan of the show. That's probably what's getting me through. It's not a Game Pass game. I bought this one. I got it on the Black Friday sale for like $8, and if you are thinking about wanting to try it, $8 is probably what you should spend. Even if you're a fan, I'd say $8. You won't be disappointed. You'll get $8 worth out of it. I don't know what it's worth full price, but I'm going to say too much. So get it now while it's super cheap.
Get it before it becomes too much.
What? Yeah, $29 on Steam. Yeah, that's way too much. Let's call it what it is. It's a cash cow. They're trying to make money off another medium for their. I just find it really disappointing how little effort they've put into it. But like I said, it's still a fun game. I'll still play it. So, but then I'm a sucker for all things with wheels, really. So I'll play the shittest games even if they've got cars in them. So, not that that's helping my endorsement here.
Oh, goodness. Ooh, I can download it for Windows for nothing.
There you go.
Serious. And this is a legit. That's weird. I'm not clicking on that link.
Martikins obviously has copied and pasted a review that was on Steam. So I'll read this. If you want a game about drag racing, this isn't it. This is Farm Truck and Asians Obstacle Course Challenge. You won't be able to use most controllers and no steering wheels. Once you finally get to the drag race, the controls are so bad you cannot steer straight until after the car turns offline. I've played better drag racing games for MS-DOS. That's the operating system before they used Windows OS. I'm going to say that's probably a little cruel. But then I'm guessing this person paid $30 for their copy.
Yeah.
There is no way I would be that cruel to this game for the money that I've paid for it. So yeah,
God,
he's probably being a little exaggerating. Like the steering is a little off, but not that bad. And there are ways to remedy that in the tuning. You can make it easier to steer your car, and I don't think they've played enough of it to be able to be able to get that. So anyway,
just put more camber and destroy the tires. That's how you do it. Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2. Let's play that. All right.
Let's finish on that one because Titanfall's a good game.
Yeah. So I've played Titanfall and Titanfall 2 many times, but I never played the campaign of Titanfall 2.
Oh.
Now that I've got EA Play, I was like, here's my chance. So that's what I decided to do. So I've started playing the campaign for Titanfall 2, and I am when I think about all the games I've played for like the last 2 or 3 weeks and how either disappointing or just not my game they've been, this game is almost like a breath of fresh air. Just I'm breathing it because I'm loving this game so much.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, look, it's great. I'm almost, it's the point, like, I've only played like a couple of levels, and I'm already at a point where I'm like, I love this. And I'm almost like, I'm so disappointed the original Titanfall didn't have a campaign, because that could have been incredible. And now, and I haven't even finished this one, I already want a Titanfall 3 campaign to play, because it's just, yummy.
Okay.
It's great.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's giving me like Halo campaign feels.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's nothing like Halo, but it's the emotional high that I get from playing a good Halo campaign.
Oh, that's good.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Right into it. That's good.
Yeah, totally. I'll be playing it after I finished here, though. I'm tossing up. I've got a big Minecraft project I want to start as well. My biggest yet, but we won't talk about that.
We won't go into Minecraft.
No. I don't want to. I'm just...
COD's working for Radicus, so I'm going to go and have a run with him on that afterwards.
Awesome.
All right. So that's it for the games that we were playing, everyone. So on to some news, eh?
Let's do it.
So I've got some good funny bits of news today.
Nice.
So we'll start off with The Last of Us TV show.
Okay.
This isn't the funny bit. We'll get to the funny bit next. This is only because this is only a short one. So HBO has just gone ahead, obviously seeing the amount of hype around releasing the information for the Last of Us TV show that was released a couple of months back now. They've ordered, so originally it was just going to be a pilot episode and I'm going to see how it was going to run. They've come out now and ordered a full season of it.
Cool. Hopefully they kind of stick to the actual story and don't try and embellish it too much, because that story is great by itself. Just tell it how it was told in the game and be done with it. Like, don't...
Well, I think they're going to do something a little bit different to what the games were, but the big thing is that Neil Druckmann is writing and executive producing it. So Neil Druckmann, of course, was the creative director on The Last of Us 1 and 2, and he was also on Uncharted 4 as well. So the man's got some talent. The man's got some vision as well. They've also got a whole other list of other people that have pulled off some great works. The Craig Mazin, who created and wrote Chernobyl, who's attached as a co-writer. Chernobyl and Game of Thrones executive producer Caroline Strauss, and they'll help to produce, along with Naughty Dog's own Evan Wells and PlayStation Productions, Assad Quizelbash and Carter Swan. So people that are actually really close to the creative process around The Last of Us being involved heavily in the TV series. So, we could see a video game adaptation actually hit one out of the park here. Fingers crossed anyway. So
you said that, but The Witcher was really good. So...
Oh, true. Sorry, that hadn't come to mind.
I was going to say, you were saying it like it never happened. It's like,
The Witcher's awesome. Yeah. I just went back to thinking of other very bad stuff that I've seen recently. Something that's funny.
Mario Brothers show.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Something
that's kind of funny. But is also it's funny because I'm on the other side of the world, and it hasn't happened to me. But Amazon has been scammed.
Well, it's about time someone got the better of Bezos.
Yeah, so Amazon in the UK has caused who knows how much grief over orders for the PS5. Now, have you heard of this story at all?
No.
No? So people who have pre-ordered their PS5 console on Amazon UK have today gotten their consoles, right? So they've gotten their packages, opened it up, and it's cat food.
Well, these are the ones that got stolen.
Well, they don't know. This is where it's sort of a bit of a grey murky area. They don't actually know what's happened. They don't know if it's fraud. There's people talking about it's an organised crime ring that are, they have people delivering these stuff, and what's happening is they're just delivering it, getting someone to sign off on it, and they've signed off to say it's been delivered, and then they leave and they open it up and it's a box of toilet paper. So they've had people who have been given cat food, George Foreman grills, air fryers, just crap that is just turning up, and they're turning up inside. This is where they think that it's a crime thing, because they're turning up in the big ass box that you would expect a PS5 console to come in, and they're opening the box and it's just got dog food, cat food, just crap thrown in there, and then a whole lot of packing paper.
I mean, if you were lucky, one of the lucky ones to get a box full of toilet paper, you're probably better off. You can probably sell that for more than what you bought the PlayStation for, so you can get your money back at the very least.
Yeah. So it's they've had that. Obviously there's all these sorts of things where people have had just the wrong stuff turn up. Others they've been sitting there at home, they've seen the Amazon truck drive up, and then got a notification on their phone that their delivery's been delivered, and they're sitting there watching it and filming it, and the Amazon trucks drove up, person sitting there on the front ticked it off and said, that it's been delivered, and then they just drove off again, didn't even get out of the truck. So there's something going on there, and I reckon this is going to be massive.
Either that or the Amazon workers have worked out how to get their 401 ks.
Well, there is that too. There's always that in. Who knows? But it opens up the whole ordering anything off Amazon, and especially something of this sort of proportion when you've got a big console release that people are going to know what's in the box, and so it's very easily going to be stealable, I suppose. Kind of made, when I was reading this today, I was kind of thinking, does this sort of cause grief for having stuff like this, this high tech stuff delivered anymore? I'm picking mine up from the store. I'm not waiting around for a delivery again. I've made that mistake before.
Yes.
I will go into the store and I will get mine and I will say thank you and goodbye. And then good luck anyone trying to get it off me. Next bit of news, Cyberpunk 2077. Now, not only has the good people at CD Projekt Red given us an update, which was last Friday, which you can find all the details on the Night City Live.
Mm-hmm.
That's all over on our website, including links to video, breakdown of what happened, and it's a really good watch, and there's about 5 minutes worth of gameplay on a trailer there. They've also, have you seen any of their trolls recently?
They're trolls.
Yeah, the people from the Cyberpunk, well, predominantly Twitter account. So obviously they've got this sort of thing where they've been releasing this, sorry for the delay and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They've released it on their official, letterhead type thing. Where it's a gold background with the Cyberpunk logo and all that sort of jazz. So they've been putting that up with song lyrics, or they'll put it up and it's just to say hi to people so it looks like you're about to read it and find out it's been delayed again.
Right. So just triggering people and being dicks. Cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably just a little bit of payback to all those fuckers that, said, what, you're going to be late by a month? Fuck it, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you and eat your children.
Yeah.
But there has been, funnily enough, once again from Amazon, there has been leaks of the Cyberpunk game itself. So apparently a few people have actually got their hands on it and have already started playing it. There was someone that was actually streaming last night, Europe time. They streamed 20 minutes of the game before they got shut down. And yeah, so they were streaming from a PS4 console. Now, there's footage out there that's all been uploaded and re-uploaded. So if you've got, spoiler alerts or anything like that on your feeds anywhere, make sure you update them because the Cyberpunk stuff is out there now and bits of it are getting spoilt. But we also found out what's actually comes in the case for the physical copy.
Right.
So, did you ever get the Witcher physical copy?
Trying to think. I believe so.
Well, in The Witcher, when I first opened up the physical copy for The Witcher 3, I was absolutely amazed because there was a thank you letter. There was, and this was just the bog stock standard copy.
Yeah.
There was a thank you letter in there from him. There was a map, and then there was stickers and a couple of other little things. So it was sort of stuff you'd expect for $150 special edition, and it was in just the standard edition. It was really cool. So they've actually come out and done it again with Cyberpunk. So in the standard edition box, it's a two disc Blu-ray. So you're going to have to install. You'll have one disc just to install everything, another disc just to run it.
Yep.
A world compendium, stickers, postcards, a game map, and then you've also got some digital content as well that comes in it. So that's all been shown. There's people that have been posting photos of them having it in their hands. These people apparently work for Amazon. They've said, yes, they've put them all back. But, yeah, look, the packages are out there now. You can see them. And I haven't looked at the leaked footage. And to be honest with you, I don't want to.
Sure.
I'm just going to... I've got it sitting there waiting. I keep pushing every couple of days. I'll try to start it on the Xbox and just see if it'll let me in just once. Might let me in early, you know. So far, I have not been lucky enough, but still trying. All right, mate. On to the last bit. Yes.
I just need to pause this before we go into the last bit. Just give me a second. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second. It's a child check.
Nice. Intermission. Doom, 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 doom. All right, last bit of news, mate. IO Interactive has teased something earlier this week. Did you see this teaser at all?
Nope.
No.
No,
So you've been out of it?
Yeah, so out of it.
So teaser... IO Interactive, I believe, does the Hitman games. So a very good, very well-established studio.
Yep.
They have featured a teaser earlier this week, and it is only, very short, couple of seconds long. Kind of, you're looking out of a hollow, just like a tube sort of thing. Looking at a white light at the end of the tube as it sort of moves around a little bit. And then it curls around, and you've got the lines of a gun barrel, and it's Project 007 at the end.
That vaguely rings a bell, actually, now you've said that. So.
Oh! The website has since been updated with featuring a wholly original Bond story. Players will step into the shoes of the world's favourite secret agent to earn their 00 status in the very first James Bond origin story.
Which James Bond?
Well, this is true. Which James Bond do you want to be?
Well, if I had my choice, Sean Connery?
Sean Connery's got to be up there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
See, I really like Sean Connery is my favourite Bond.
Yeah.
But I really like the grittiness that Daniel Craig brought to it.
Totally.
And he brought James Bond into the now.
Well,
Pierce Brosnan was great as Bond, but he
was very campy.
Yeah, it still had that very outlandish sort of over-the-top style to it, whereas Daniel Craig's, or the current sort of Bond series, has been a bit more down-to-earth, if that makes sense. So who knows where it's going to go.
You'll probably be the girl one.
The which one?
You'll probably be the girl one.
The girl one?
Yeah. I was going to correct you and say that Daniel Craig brought James Bond into just before now, because now will be a girl one.
Oh, that's in the future. Craig's still got one more movie, doesn't he?
Where he hands over to the girl one.
Yeah, so what?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. There's a good chance we'll be playing a girl one.
Yeah.
I don't care either way. I'm just saying. We won't get a choice. It'll be what it is.
Mm.
But it definitely won't be Sean Connery like I hoped.
Yeah. Maybe we can get just someone. Well, look, maybe it'll be a first-person thing, and I can just put a really bad Scottish accent on the whole time.
The silent protagonist.
Silent
we can
protagonist.
unsilence them.
Yes.
We can do a George Lazenby. Just talk ochre. You're right.
Just speak ochre. You'll just fit right in. All right, mate. Well, that's the last bit of news. We're done.
What?
Dunsky.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things. There was little bits and pieces of news, but over the last couple of days, like anything that's more than sort of 4 or 5 days old, it's kind of pointless bringing it up. And, for some reason, last week in the gaming world was just a shit of a week. Like last week we spoke about the hostage threat. There was people there was bad stuff around. People complaining about too many things. So this week I wanted to, bring a bit more of a positive spiel on it. Have a look at the decent news. That's stuff I want to talk about. Because I got the news ready. Last words. You got any last words this week, mate?
Besides the
Wuzzle
usual ones. Well,
Yeah.
Raity's got one. It's boobs.
That's acceptable. I will let you have it.
Mannequins is typing, so he might have the last word as well.
Yep.
Besides my usual, open the Twitch app to this. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry I bothered reading that out loud. I thought it was going to be more profound than that, but it wasn't.
I'm sorry, you said something? What?
Exactly. I apologize to those that... You know what?
We're waiting.
Join Discord. If you're not already in Discord, join Discord and get on and listen to us record this live, because...
Unless you're easily offended, then that's probably not a good thing to join us, I mean.
I love our fans, but they are, at times, a bunch of degenerates. I mean, I love the fact that they're degenerates, but that's why we like them, to be fair.
That's why we all get along.
So, but no, just my usual words. Be kind to each other. Look out for each other.
Cool. All right, mate. Well, a quick shout out to Marty Kearns, Radicus, and the Wraith are still here right now. We also had A10 jump in for a bit, and DaQuantus.
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 Was that D'Artagnan's brother who decided not to become a musketeer, but instead decided to start an airline?
I think it might have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, D'Artagnan was like all for one and one for all, and DaQuantus was with Alan Joyce and just went...
All for me.
All for us. And screw everyone else.
I'm going to have to find out who that is one day and make sure that I'm actually saying the name right. That's kind of how it looks. See what it comes up with. So thank you very much, everyone, for jumping in and joining us live and chatting away and putting comical stuff in the chat. As always, it's been great. Quick shout out, Aussie Gamers TV and Snooger Vision over on Twitch. Come and say g'day. Grejio XBL over on Instagram. Greg, you putting stuff up on there at the moment?
Not recently. No,
not recently.
You know what? I've been playing a lot of games. I should probably. There's probably a few games I can pull some screen grabs off and put up there.
I'm thinking of moving away from Twitch.
Dude, I you know how earlier I said I don't go on Twitch, right? And anymore. Funnily enough, I was just looking over Rem's shoulder as she was flicking through. I got to admit, I was looking at it and just going, God, I don't miss it. Jeez, it's full of garbage. It just seems to be, at the moment, quite frankly, it just seems to be who can shout Xbox or PS5 the loudest. That's pretty much what we've boiled our console war down to. It's just who can shout their console the loudest. And I look at it
because we've had to do it over the PS4.
You've been training for it all last.
We've been training for years.
Yeah, look. I just look at it. I'm just like, it's just so depressing how garbage it is. Quite frankly, that's why I like Instagram. Like, no one talks. Yeah. It's just pictures.
Yeah, I've had some I've built a bit of a following on Twitch. It's only small, but it's compact and it's great. The people that come in and watch and chat, and I've had some really good encounters. But I'm looking at everything that's going on, and just it looks like it's dying.
Yep.
It looks like it just looks like it's going to go. You know, like they already take 50% of any subscriptions or any bits that I get. It's becoming very murky. So I'm not sure. I'm sort of debating and having a look at a few things and what I want to do, where I want to go and start again. But we'll get there eventually. Anything else you want to add, mate?
Apparently, I need to make a retraction from last week. Apparently, Martikins has brought it to my attention, and I've noticed that we've done this quite a bit. Like, we're all kind of guilty for it because, and as Martikins says, it's a stupid naming convention. That's why. So apparently, when I made my comment about the Xbox Series S really not being the target market we weren't, when I was saying we weren't the target market for the Series S, I apparently said X. Yes. May I correct that now for the record and say, you all know I meant S, so stop being pedantic bastards. And that really grinds Grejio's gears. It's been a while since I've got to say that, so...
maybe there'll be a comment on our YouTube channel.
Quite possibly.
I love some of the comments over there. I love watching Luke's reply to them. It's always great. So that's good. Which is it's great that Luke replies to him. I've got the ability to reply to him, but it's like, no, Pat, stay away from that because you're too angry. Yeah. He does it quite well, whereas mine would just be two very simple words. And it's quite good. So if you're ever looking to have a bit of a laugh, go have a look at some of our. I know it's the same completely across the internet, but go and have a look at our YouTube channel and have a read through some of the comments, because some of them you just sort of scratch your head. There's some great comments on there. Some people that are happy with and like our content, which is fantastic. But then there's some that you just sort of scratch your head and go, really? That's what you're commenting? Okay. And thankfully I haven't replied to it. So that's always good. That's it, mate, I think.
Yes.
Dunsky. All right, well, we'll close up the show. Thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics we've discussed over in our Discord channel or hit us up via our socials. While you're at it, go and check out the website, www.thehxp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me. As always, I've been Snoogs.
And I have been Grejio.
Snoogs!
Ooh, once again, we have reached the end of another week in gaming, and if you've listened all the way up until this point of the show, then there's a good chance that you're a perfect fit for the AgeXP Discord channel, and you can join by using the links in the show description. Once you've joined, you will find yourself within a community of amazing people who are all interested in one thing, and that's gaming. You can also join in live while we record the show and have your say. Now, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you'll be notified when the next episode is available for your listening pleasure. Until next time, take care, be safe, and keep on gaming.